That was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be like
forward.
a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
This is the Ottery Youth Care Centre. We accept kids via the courts, kids that are producing behavioural problems in the communities, and as a result, social workers and probation officers make recommendations that our kids come to our school where they benefit from either a technical program, academic program, or then intervention from what we call the ESS, which is basically psychiatric and occupational therapy interventions.
Hi, my name is Frederick Josephs. I've been working at this institute for the past 4 years.
My name is Calvin Colonel. I'm working here as a senior manager for the last 14 years.
Hi, I'm Rashad Ellen.
Hi, I'm Tembela. I'm working here as a residential educator for the past 4 years.
Biggest problem, we have different kids who need different care that's being sent by the court. Not all of them are well, 100%. And there is drug abuse, and it's starting from outside. So when they get here, we must rehabilitate them.
What they basically need of late is a sense of belonging, a father figure, someone that can guide them, and then someone that they can feel free to be open to and have conversations based on their experience, based on their past life, and based on what they aim to achieve at the end of the day.
As I'm sitting here now, I'm a 43-year-old guy. From the 43 years, I spent 18 years, 3 months in prison. So my main motive is I want to be there for these youngsters. That when I was 16, 17, there wasn't a guy that saw me the line and tell me the wrong from the rights.
The problem that we have is the children that end up in the system, via the court system, basically never had the privilege to attend school or to reach a certain level at school. So they come here 17, 18 years old with the IQ and the basic knowledge of education of a 12-year, 13-year-old. Now that in its sense creates a problem because he wants to interact, he wants to have a conversation, but the wording and common sense for him to interact on a different level. He is not, how can I say, confident in himself to have that conversation. Therefore, he will react in a manner like becoming aggressive, becoming abusive.
People always asking the question, what's going to happen to them when they go back into society? So what we do, they're getting sent here with a court order for 2 years. And if the 2 years is finished, we can extend the court order for another 2 years. We had kids before that we sent to college, for example, Westlake College, to the studies. We have a kid that used to work with us that did his N6 in engineering at Taunton College. And if we see outside at home, it's not 100%, we don't take them, we keep them. For example, we have kids that's 18 years already, but it's in a working program. And so that's how we prep them for the society.
The main thing that we learn our children is we try to put them in independence. We won't make their bed up. We won't come there in their room and sweep their room. That is their work. Their sleeping space or their working place or the eating place is their responsibility to clean.
We have the routines whereby what we must do at a certain time. If we know we divide these boys, these 2 boys will be busy cleaning the bathroom, and then the others will be cleaning, because we're having also a hostel which has animals there. So as part of rehabilitating them, we've got animals, they can make sure that they get food and then water.
What's really boosts a person's morale is when you get home and you've taken that learner home for the holiday and the parents come out, not walking but running, coming to hug you, telling you, "Thank you, sir. My child for the first time picked up the broom this holiday. He kept the garden clean this holiday. He cleaned the bathroom this holiday." And you know what's strange? He came and kissed me in the evening to say good night, and in the morning I was greeted with a cup of coffee and sandwiches. And when I asked him, why, how is this? He says, no, I've learned to become independent. And not only for you to take care of me, but for me to take care of you as my mother also.
What's working for us is our program, you know. For example, like I said, it's not like you're in prison for 5 years, 10 years, like Mr. Allen mentioned, 18 years. You don't connect with the outside world, you know. And the home visits and the holidays that we take them home, that's also helping, you know. And we do take them to Muizenberg Beach. We do take them to Camps Bay Beach, to shopping malls and all of that, you know. And that's how we're building our trust relationship with the kids.
Tombela was standing here, Mr. Tombela, he told me the other day when we go fetch a boy in Wellington, he told me for all these years that he's working in this profession, you will always get children that are in places like this, their mother and their father are not together.
So I think it started there, where the single parents, you know, mother or the father is gone away or whatever. And sometimes we do have family days here, where we go fetch the parents and we let them sleep over and have a whole family day and we take them back home. But like Rasad said now, it is very important to have both parents in your life.
We have to fulfill that as staff here. Take an individual, take him aside, have a conversation with him, groom him, and then win his trust. And then from there, work out something that benefits him in the long run. And also, what we usually do is, when an individual is done with the system here, and his time has lapsed, and we take him home, we take it upon ourselves to go visit, see if everything is still okay, see if he's attending school, and if he's got a job at the end of the day, see how circumstances are there. And only because we feel that whichever learner is here, we take him as our own children.
Yes, just to come in there by what Joseph said, the system that we are working in here, they're so clever. You know what they did? They give Mr. Colonel, they give myself, and they give Mr. Joseph, we 3 managers, with our project, with our program directors, they gave us 3 a house on the premises. So when any emergency come up, I'm living just 100 meters from the work, and Colonel is how much meters? 20 meters from work, and he's 30 meters from work. So 24/7, we are at all times
Available, yeah.
we are available.
What is happening sometimes, the children do come back. The most reason why they come back is the lack of support system there in their communities. Because when you are reunifying a child with the parents, you need to have, let's say, a child is busy in a soccer club outside. You don't just take the child home. You must network with other organizations outside there in that community so that that child can be busy with something. So there in their communities, there's a lack of those things. That's why sometimes they do a circle, we take them home, and then they come back. We take them home, and then they come back.
Just a week ago, there was this boy, 17-year-old boy. This boy, according to myself, had a great future. We took him to a visual and audio company. He showed a lot of positive things. But this boy, he never had a 500 rand for himself. So that 500 rand, all our hard work that we did, it was just to the gutters, because he went again to drugs, he went again to this behavior problem that they have, you understand? So I'm learning every day about this childcare work I'm doing, you understand? Because these kids, they're putting on what they put on? A mask. And I would just like to Novella to just elaborate on this mask story, because he make it clear for me. What did you tell me about the mask?
The mask, what is happening is when you are having this child here, and this child will behave in a good way, and you will think that this child is 100% is very good, but although this child is wearing the mask, so our intervention as child care workers, we must try to take that mask away so that you can see the real child.
Yeah.
Also, you see, the challenge is sometimes not at a center like this, but in the community, because we do all we can, but when the child goes back into the society, there's no support for the kid outside. You know, as you can see, all the drug abuse in our country, in Nova Park and all of these places. So that is the problem also. You can rehabilitate him here, but the challenge is when he goes back home. That's the challenge.
What the system is doing, we open bank accounts for the kids. So in other words, if here comes a man with a bakkie to get 2 kids or 3 kids, they pay us the school and we put the money in the bank. Like the kitchen boys, there's kitchen boys working there. Every month they get a salary. So we try our best for them to financial management. Yeah. Although maybe sometimes it's failing, as I just mentioned, but we try.
To me, it's not all about the salary they're getting, but it's the learning curve, you know, the educational thing. Like we have service providers on the school. And then I always tell the boys, when they're done with school, go work with these people. Whether they give you 100 rand, but it's not about the money. Because you're still young, you must educate yourself. And then when you go outside, you can earn enough money.
I had a certain learning, yeah. It was about 4 or 5 years ago. Sports-wise, had the potential to become a professional rugby player, or soccer player, or either a cricket player. He had the stamina, he had the willpower, and he had the basic skill. And at this level that we are currently on with our sports program and stuff, he should proceed it. He went for trials and surpassed the limitations they had aside for him. And then what happened was he went home one holiday. Went home, in the course of the holiday, ended up with old friends. Came back so much so under the influence of narcotics and such that nothing else made sense. And the end of the day, he left with nothing to show for it.
Sure.
So for me, it's so heartbroken when you were working with this child for the past 3 or 4 years. Suddenly we hear that the child is in jail, and or else you see the child who's begging at the robots for scaring for money there. So that's the biggest fail. I said, I have failed this child. You see.
Okay, it's like Rasad said, you know, for me to try to avoid that failure is you connect with the kids, you do love the kids, but you must always bear in mind that at any given time, it can break your heart. If I send him, like Mr. Allen said, to the shop with 100 rand, I must expect or have the possibility must be there that he's not going to come back, maybe. So I must be aware of that, you know. Always keep in mind, okay, this is the kind of kid I'm working with. Whether you trust him 100%, but you must always keep it in mind.
There comes a time where you feel, okay, the pressure's too much, whatever. And especially at that instance when you're feeling down and out, like nothing that you do for them is working, then the one that you least expected from comes to you, walks up to you, and gives you a hug and tell you, I'm willing to change. Will you help me? It takes you from subzero to there. It's like a rebirth, and it's a lekker feeling, because it's not every day that this happens. So when it happens, take open arms.
My dream is to always work with these kids.
My dream is to see a child who can be able to master the skills, who is independent, and who can make a difference in their community.
My dream was to be a millionaire. But now I found my millionaires in these kids, and I think God will keep my millionaireship for the day after.
My dream is to one day, with the grace of God, that our kids open their eyes, and hopefully with the guidance of people like us and with the religion, no longer have a need for a place like this.